Internet, your friendly neighborhood gremlin here, and today we're doing an exterior Cinderella build. So hopefully that goes okay. And pay no mind to the beaches, because they are a hot mess and I didn't change that at any point. They're still a hot mess, but they're not technically a part of the build. So I'm sure when we're finished with the island, it will be better. I don't even know if I'm going to do beach builds. I suppose we could have at least one, but I don't know if there'll be a bunch of them. So what we're building here is her mother's grave, and there's a tree because she cries at the tree of her mother's grave, and then I just put a grave to sort of like signify that it was a grave. I'm not entirely sure that was entirely necessary, although maybe it is important. I imagine if we do put this up as like a dream address and people go see it, not everyone is going to know that Cinderella has a tree to cry at because her mother is buried there. I imagine that's not a thing everybody knows, especially since it's not in the like Disney version of Cinderella. I do think our build ended up being very Grimm's heavy, or Grimm's Brothers version heavy, just because they had a lot of things that happened with a lot of like pieces, like the birdhouse, which is because we have birds that come from, I guess, from her mother. Maybe she just calls them, but also we just kind of needed the birds. And I did try out the birdcage when I did my sort of like concept build that I didn't show you. I don't know. Do you want to see the concept builds for the other ones? I suppose that's a thing we can do. I'm not entirely sure if that's worth it or necessary or whatever. Or maybe I could do like mood cubes like Liz the Last does. They're very cute, so I suppose we could maybe steal that. Or just do like a mood board visually, like with graphics and stuff. I don't know. Let me know if that's a thing you want to see, or if you'd rather I just do it off screen, which, you know, is what we've done here. I also decided that I didn't like the way the house looked without a piece on the end. It just kind of looked very unfinished, which was kind of unfortunate. And then, oh, I found these banners, which are just absolutely perfect, because they're beautiful and rustic and kind of like tattered, which is a thing that I wanted. And of course, also they have an R on it for Roanoke, which I'm sure is not the original purpose, but I absolutely love them. Of course, they will be listed down below with all of the other custom codes. I feel like that's a thing I've been forgetting to do. I will try and go back and sort of retroactively do that. Also, there may be some small noises in the background because we have a dog sitting outside the door. I could hear her little collar jiggle. Anyway, apparently my house has become the house where people leave their dogs. Not that it's like a big deal or anything. I don't know. Millie's a sweetheart and I absolutely love her, and she loves me absolutely enthusiastically. She didn't even really want to say goodbye to her owner because she was so excited I existed. But so I am trying to go through this a little bit quickly just because I don't know how long she's gonna sit out there. I mean, she gets left at home when people do work all the time, but her owners leave the house to work. I'm just in my room, so that might be a little hard for her to understand for a little bit. I have no idea. We're just sort of going. So what the metal pot and those like seeds on the ground are supposed to represent are like the lentils and the ashes, because she's all like, I've emptied a pot of lentils into this pot. If you have picked them out again in 3 hours' time, you shall go to the ball with us. And that's when the birds come and the birds do their bird thing. So it like felt relevant and important, maybe? I don't know. How do you do fairy tale builds? You just sort of put in references, right? Is that how that works? I'm unfamiliar. I say having done several fairy tale builds, but those were mostly interior builds rather than the exteriors. Like the exteriors were there, but they were definitely an afterthought. Oh, but excitingly, I have discovered that hedges do make these flower things look more cohesive, or like more finished, I suppose. Maybe that's the correct term. I don't know. I liked it better. So we are going to do that. Though I do not know how to count, and so it is the wrong size for a minute. But again, that takes like 2 seconds to fix. Not a big deal. And then we'll put the flowers in. And we also put the statue back in the middle. And I realized that I should maybe have more than 3 colors of flowers. Or maybe just have 2. Because we end up with like awkward numbers of flowers. And it's just a little bit more difficult than it should be. I don't know, are other people as bothered by the fact that the flowers don't match? Is that a thing other people care about? Oh, that's a thing we could mention. It's already happened in the sort of build footage already, but I got a golden slingshot while we were doing this, which was very exciting. For me anyway, I don't know. It's definitely my first golden tool. It might be my only golden tool, but also apparently the gold ones still break, which kind of seems like bullshit because I hate crafting tools, which is why I'm definitely getting the other ones, because I think you have to like craft a bunch of them to get them rather than just shoot things down. I don't know. I don't have a lot of knowledge on the golden tools because it's just not really that important, I guess, or just not something I'm going to strive for. But here we are adding pumpkins because it felt kind of like there should be pumpkins. And also hopefully when that white one grows, it'll sort of obscure the bottoms of those springy ride-on things. I'd call them horses, but they're just called like a springy ride-on or something. But I managed to do this whole build without having to go to a treasure island, and I was really proud of myself. Like, I even had all the DIYs I needed and everything. I was pretty impressed. Maybe that's not an impressive feat, but it felt like one. And honestly, the rate that balloons come is just a little bit absurd. Or at least it feels absurd. I also put some of those bird seeds under the birdhouse, which again, I don't know that that was a thing that was necessary. And then here we've added the shoes and the Cinderella dress. This is a custom content one. I may add the like blue one from the in-game that looks like her sort of blue ball gown dress. Haven't decided. But we have in fact made our way to the end of this build. So if you like the build or just had a good time hanging out with me, you could hit that like button. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on the build, Cinderella, literally anything at all. And if you think you might like to do this again sometime, you can hit that subscribe button. And I will see y'all on Sunday. Goodbye!